All right, welcome everybody to movie night. Looks like we got to make the zoom here a little bit bigger. I apologize for that. Um, as always, let's see if our zoom is working properly. There we go. Got to get it going. So, no, it's not coming up. What's going on? Sorry about that, folks. Zoom is misbehaving tonight. Well, while I'm figuring that out, I'll do some introductions. Brian, how you doing tonight?
Oh, I'm great.
Nobody can see us because Zoom is just not zooming. It's very unzooming. So that's not the right zoom there either. And Mr. Hal Bowers, how you doing tonight? Oh, there we
Aloha,
are.
doing fine.
We're online now. There it is.
It's radio night instead of movie night. Now.
That's right. We are a podcast.
The old timey
after all.
radio night.
We're not used to this visual thing, even though we've done it many times. We're not used to it. So, all right. Somebody says time to set up the projector. Yes, we are indeed going to set up some projectors tonight.
Oh boy.
But no, we're not going to physically set up the projector, but we're going to talk a little bit about some projectors.
I just expect Todd to come back from one of these movies like The Swedish Chef and Muppet Vision with like the film all over him.
I can't believe the flame dookie dookie.
Yes.
So yes, welcome to Movie Night 13. This is Attack of the 50-Foot Reels. We're going to talk a little bit more about why 50-foot reels were kind of the thing, and I've got some a little slideshow to present to you and showing some ads on what it cost back then to do processing, what it would cost for you to do the cameras and all that. So we've got a lot to go over tonight. We've got 11 jam-packed 50-foot reels of home movies. Now, some have been on our site before. Some are brand new you've never seen before. Some have Disney content, and some of them have some interesting titles that we gave them. I think you're all sitting in your seats and cannot wait for, let's see, is it number 10 here. It's called Survival First, then Walt Disney World. So you'll see what that is in a little bit. So, gentlemen, what are your thoughts and comments on Attack of the 50-Foot Reels and how you're in the right place for any type of B movie?
I am.
Sci-fi 9-in. I mean, perfect there. I mean, sitting in the archives, reach up and get one of these films out tonight. So what's your thoughts on 50? I mean, these are people who went there, spent the money on one reel, and decided to record their entire vacation in all of 3 minutes, which I bet anybody listening cannot do that on their phone. I challenge you to get an entire day into 3 minutes.
I mean, that's what my parents did. We have a couple of those in the personal Bowers archives of just fleeting moments of bits and pieces of Walt Disney World. It's funny. It's like I see these same patterns over and over again in exactly the ones that my dad did. So like mostly parade because it was outside and well lit. It's like you get a couple of seconds of the Jungle Cruise, usually sometime on the train going around the outside of the park. And then some characters, especially some character interaction.
Yep.
Actually, I have a great one. I can't remember. Oh, Todd, you actually converted this for me. I don't know who's got the original films, but I took video of it, so it's not really great. But I have this one clip of Mickey Mouse maniacally chasing down a small child.
Are you sure you're not confusing that with that Brian Dennehy, John Wayne Gacy movie or something?
Oh man, yeah,
it's amazing.
We saw some other ones in some of the longer films we've restored of the characters, shall we say, misbehaving a few times too, and patting people inappropriately and goosing and other different things. So it's
yeah, they used to have a lot more fun.
Yeah, it was
back in the old days.
Back in a different time. So we've got a great lineup tonight. Brian and I have screened a lot of these over the years too, and some of the 3-minute films, while as Hal pointed out, were very repetitive because you only had 3 minutes, and you really hit on the highlights. Let's show you the things that you haven't seen before, the Skyway and the topiaries and the monorail. And sometimes we sit down, we watch these things, and just as we've shown you, and we laughed at the amount of parades. Every now and then, though, there's a golden gem that somebody films something that the rest don't.
Part of it was that you didn't record inside the rides. I mean, now, when video cameras came, people would literally turn it on and do the whole 15 minutes, 20 minutes of Horizons from start to finish because video was cheap.
Yep.
Back then, your cameras, most of them weren't really equipped, and most of the operators didn't know how to film inside without the aid of external lighting.
Yep.
They would have these giant like floodlights on top of them. And so as a result, you only got the outdoor parts of Walt Disney World, and the outdoor parts were all the same.
That's
So
right.
you would see Jungle Cruise and Skyway and the parade, and usually a character greeting or two. Sometimes we were really lucky; we'd find the orange bird in there, but
Yep.
normally it was just the same half dozen characters and the gully wumpers and the riverboat going around in a circle there in Liberty Square. I mean, it's always the same thing.
Yep.
And because they fell out of favor in the 80s for video, it tends to be concentrated on like a 10-year period from park opening to like 1981.
Right.
It's very rare that we find any films from like 82 on.
Right.
So when we do, we get excited.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I don't know the latest we've ever actually found a film footage. It's like 85 or 86, I think.
Somewhere in there, because one of our Epcots tonight is, I forget, I want to say it's like 83, and that's pretty late for somebody using film, especially in Epcot.
Yeah.
And every now and then you did have people who purchased the right film for indoor because you needed a different speed film. It was grainier and everything. But so anyway, after film 5 here, we're going to jump into a little slideshow. We'll show you kind of what the Kodak process was like, buying the cartridges, because they weren't reels. You actually buy cartridges. We're going to talk about a little bit the processing, show the envelopes that they went through, the different types of film, and then what cameras and how much you had to pay, and a little bit of the inflation calculators come into play tonight. So let me adjust the zoom here to our vertical. Let's see how we do. Oh, look at that. That's quick. And just so everybody's wondering where JT is tonight, he is on parental duty, so he does not have the opportunity to join tonight. So
that means he's being a parent. He's not watching his parents.
That's true. That's true. Correct. All right. So the first one up tonight, gentlemen, you can queue up number 1 on your local systems there. This is a film where normally we don't get the names of people, and this one had the mailer address and name and address and check and everything included. And we found out the 2 kids, it's Jack and Elliot Gottlieb. We did try to find them and look them up. I thought I had identified them, tried to reach out to somebody on Twitter, and was not successful. So if anybody knows a Jack and Elliot Gottlieb, Gottlieb, please let us know. Just like Art and Linda, we love to try to track them down. So this one was one that we have already released before. You may or may not have seen it. So, but it is one of our interesting 3-minute reels. So, gentlemen, on my mark, 1, 2, 3, go. And this has our older bumper on it. Way back.
This does not have sound, correct?
Correct. Yeah. Actually, everything
Just
tonight
need to-
is silent, and if there is anything,
Good to
I've
know.
got it quite muted. So
Good to know.
So here we go. September 92. This was original 8mm film. Opens with a beautiful shot.
And Tomorrowland, yeah.
Yeah, no running fountains though there. Look at that.
Might have been a windy day. They
Could have
turned
been.
them off so that they wouldn't blow the sea spray onto people.
There's a little bit of the dragon topiary.
Yeah, I was gonna say
there,
the
Brian.
dragon.
Dragon topiary, that's the highlight of everyone's vacation.
We're gonna zoom in on the tower anyway. Oh, now we're on. Look at those bucket hats.
Topless teacups.
Yep.
Great bucket hats.
So we know
Right.
September 72. Here we are. So with this one, it's great when you get something back that's actually is completely dated. Now, what you're going to notice in some of these films tonight, too, we'll point them out, is that, remember, people were trying to record an entire day. We get to some a little bit later on where you're going to see how they tried to cram everything into 3 minutes, and it's really short attention span theater. These people here actually really focused a little more on longer scenes in the 3 minutes.
Love watching the Skyway going on behind them. And a little turnaround right there.
It's kind of mesmerizing in a way, isn't it? Although you watch this film, too many go-arounds, you might get sick just watching this one. There's a lot of teacups in this. I forgot how much it was.
All right. Somebody wanted 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, and it looks like we're going to deliver.
Yeah, we're going there. Somebody says they heard that bucket hats are back. Do we confirm or deny that? Hey, how that's a split waterfall.
It is.
September 72. So that's about right before they That must have been when they put the board up there to
That's
divert
the
it.
first time I've noticed the light on the rear tail of the.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Little green light.
You'd enjoy that at nighttime
I
more.
have no doubt, but
in the daytime.
nobody takes films at night. Except for this
That's-
guy here.
except for this clip here.
Except for this guy here, and you can see why.
He
Look,
knew
there's
what he
the
was
lady
doing.
working the switchboard up there.
That's right.
Isn't that what was up there? Was the switchboard?
Yes, and one of those things. Yeah.
They put World Key up there. There's a rumor you can start. So this gentleman or lady actually knew what they were doing, and that's it. That was their entire day. In
2 minutes and 40 seconds.
In 3 minutes. So we crossed the first one off. Let's see here. Number 2, I have titled Two Families. I can't remember why. I try to give some of the, when we don't have any information on who the family was or what the things were around it, I try to figure it out. And I believe in this one, it was two different families visiting together or something is what I figured out to be.
I have a question. Did one wear blue and one wear gray?
You want to rewrite
mix
that
and the
one?
Farkles.
That's right. So, all right. On your mark, gentlemen, on 1, 2, 3, go. So again, this is one of our older original films. We've got some other interesting stuff coming up too that's crammed onto these films that is not Disney as well. You're going to see how people put. Oh, I'm
right.
sorry.
She's
I
dressed like
apologize.
Rosie the River.
Hold
Riveter
on,
with
hold
a
on.
Pack of cigarettes
I
at her
ran the
shoulder.
wrong film, guys. We got to start over. I hit the wrong button.
What's going on here? You ran the wrong film.
I
What are you
hit number
doing?
1 again. I'm sorry.
You are
okay,
fired.
all right.
Yeah, I know.
Jeez.
You're fired.
All right, start on 2 again. 1, 2, 3, go.
We need a new best boy
Sorry.
or key grip.
Key grip. Yep. Yep. As Jason says, I got to rethread the projector. So
Oh no, my timing's off. Oh well.
you'll be all right.
50-foot
Here we
reruns, exactly.
So July 73, 2 families, 273 visits to Walt Disney World.
All right, Rosie the Riveter, pack of cigarettes in her pocket. She's like
I think
12.
those are
Those are
I think those are
crayons.
playing cards.
Hey, the
I think
kids
they're
got the
playing-
tickets. Those are expensive. Don't let that little kid in the brown shirt there carry the tickets.
They might have been Go Fish cards for when they're standing in those 3-hour lines for the Country Bears.
That's true.
There you go. I think
Yeah,
this,
there we are.
More
I think this
subs.
one has audio, actually.
There's that news van again. It's got audio, you said?
Yeah, this one has a little bit of audio.
Oh, it's just a soundtrack.
Yeah, it's just this one's just sound. I'm going to turn that down a little bit.
Oh look, now there's a no waterfall.
Did I miss it? Was it?
Yeah, maybe. Monorail Gold.
Think about the order of the different scenes here too, which is really kind of odd. Right? We were at 20,000 Leagues, but now we're back on the monorail apparently, where this is day 2. Taking the
It's like clean contemporary.
yeah. Taking the express loop. The topiaries that they just trucked out there, right? Look at that shot there. No trees blocking the view from the monorail platform.
Ladies and gentlemen, the backside of a newsstand.
Think we're gonna have some parades today, gentlemen?
Well,
Once this Kids of the
first the
Kingdom
Kids of the
show is
Kingdom.
done.
Yeah. Magical Trash says maybe the film was backwards. Yeah, we got it. We got it running.
Oh, now we're back to the TTC.
Yep. It's a very odd set of film.
Now, look at today, that area is barren. But look, they actually had plants
Yeah.
and topiaries and all kinds of, nice decor to look at while you were waiting. And I think that's when the plant designs were all kind of even part of the overall scheme where it kind of looked like it radiated into the monorail platform.
Oh, cool. That's where you watch the water ski show, too. The Clever Carney, thank you for your donation. Appreciate it. We love bringing this footage to you. Wait till you see some of the new stuff we got coming up a little bit later.
All that watercraft. Oh, there's a side wheeler.
Sidelar, yeah. Hey, that's where Brian is.
I'm sitting
Brian's
there right now.
there.
Can you see me? I'm right over there.
Move the camera forward. Move the camera forward. Oh,
Wow.
Oh, there's
Ooh.
some walking hats.
look at those. See, I told
This
you
is-
we'd get a parade tonight.
This is when they spared no expense. For
I was going to
parade.
say those are very like kindergarten arts and crafts looking parade
Yeah.
floats.
And why did it just start back over again? Or there's just more, or is it just more mouse ears?
Oh yeah, that could have been buffers. That's a good point. Boy, they just threw every imaginable character on there at just one time.
Just get as many steps and places to sit, buckle them in,
Yeah,
and away you go.
Buckle. This is the 70s.
No,
There's no
there might
buckling.
be. I think
that's
there
true.
was
There's
buckles.
absolutely no safety
buckles.
restraints on there. And that's it. There's the
That's it.
parade.
That's
That was one float.
done. Parade over. All right. Number 3 tonight, I titled 3 Minutes at the Magic Kingdom because that's what it is. And
That'll be the third one on your list, Todd, just in case. So you don't run the wrong
good.
one.
Let me get real number 3 prepped on the projector here. So, all right. So on my mark, gentlemen, 1, 2, 3, go. I like the next film coming up. 4 is one of my favorites. We've used a lot of the footage.
Ah, look at those beautiful colors.
That's a
on the
quick one.
castle.
Castle.
This is a quick one.
Whoa.
You gotta keep your eyes peeled because
Oh,
quick.
this is a guy who's trying to capture everything
The entire day.
in like 3-second shots.
Exactly. Train,
Train.
water fountain,
Water fountain.
another water
Wow,
fountain.
look, I remember those water fountains.
Look at what's he doing? Like a chicken.
He wants chicken
Splendid.
tonight.
He wants
The guy wants chicken tonight.
Oh, wow.
We're gonna
It's a
get.
plain show building.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Skyway gave some great views. The tops of buildings.
Oh, more topless.
More topless
Boy, we got the
teacups.
best topless teacup
That's right.
things now. Old
Look
Dumbo.
at the Dumbo's shining.
Oh my God.
Is anybody
blinded
dizzy
me.
yet from this quick tour?
Mickey
Oh,
Mouse
we're in
review.
the stocks.
That's it. Wonder what he did.
He's in the stocks. It's a bull market.
Oh, we're drinking. What are we drinking there? It's got
Waiting in
Pro-
line.
Probably grape juice. That's
Oh,
probably
yeah.
Welch's grape juice.
That's all right.
It's right by the
yeah.
carousel.
So,
Yep.
That's right. Oh, we got a parade, so we're gonna get a
Parade.
couple minutes there.
Some cobblestones. They're all dressed like Bert.
Mm-hmm. Art Miles, and I saw it earlier from another person. Said this is like MTV, right? It's like this is where the generation came from of quick hits.
The Bourne Vacation, Yvonne said. Perfect.
That's hilarious.
This is the most he stayed on. Wow, that was a quick. I love how people are just kind of walking in the parade too.
Yeah, there was
They just kind of stand like look
Yeah,
at this guy.
no-
I'm in
like-
the parade. Thank you.
yeah,
Thank
no
you.
ropes or anything.
No.
This is-
Hey, look at me.
Nobody cared.
No.
That's funny. Donald Duck gets driven. Everybody else, you kind of
Well, if you remember, they had an actual little person who played Donald Duck,
Yes,
so he
that's
probably
true.
couldn't walk and keep up with the.
That's true. Oh,
in the
oh,
costume.
this is a poo for president year.
Oh, there we go.
So this would have been 76 or 72. Could
Yeah.
be 72.
So,
So
Jeff,
if
oh, go ahead. I'm sorry, Brian.
the no, I was just going to say if the teacups are topless, it's 72 then.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a Briar Rose face character. I've never seen that before.
So Jeff Dean Theme Park says, I remember having a Super 8 camera and then the time was like limited about 4 minutes. We're going to talk about that in a little bit because you could get 4 minutes on it if you knew what you were doing. So we're going to talk about that.
Man, it's hot by that cabin.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is definitely 72 because there was no Beacon Joe in the alligator swamp.
Quick cuts. Get on the train. Sit down. We got to go. We're moving. Oh, I don't remember that.
Yeah, that guy
Holding, by the water.
washing his face.
Day's over. Or maybe
There's our
not.
hotel.
Oh, that
Train
was
goes
the
right
shot
through
from
it.
the train. Right. Now we're leaving. Now we're going to leave the park.
Let's one last look at that top.
You had to finish up the film.
That's
You
right.
had to use up the film, so you would just like
That's true.
record anything till it ran out,
That-
so that you could
There it goes.
There it goes. Ran out.
pop it up and put it into its case to be developed.
Exactly. All right. So number 4 is kind of one of my favorites in a way. It's horrible restoration because it has splotches of these like snowflake, like I don't know what you want to call them. They look like snowflakes or fractals or something that have obliterated some of the frames, and you can't really restore them without hand touching up, and it doesn't warrant the time to fix every frame. The reason I love this one, this is another one that's kind of like this, where it's very short and he's very quick in the beginning to be just like that other film we saw where they're very careful in saving the film. It's got a little girl, probably now in her 50s, and she's jumping around and you may recognize her from when we put out Kodachrome Kingdom a while back. So it's got some really quick cuts in it. So, gentlemen, if you are ready for number 4.
Now that Eric is here, we can start.
Oh, okay. Just checking. Do we have any other questions that came up? Let's see here. We got Kyle says, stop by to say hi. Ella and I are enjoying her senior trip. We're in Epcot eating at China food booth right now. Wow, look at that.
Get an egg roll.
You get an egg roll. Absolutely. She wore the big silver ball shirt on the day we flew down. We love the new fountain. Great to hear. That's awesome that you're down there enjoying. And cool. Top 10 fantasy or correction. Captain Hook. Awesome. All right, gentlemen,
All right.
Let's do number 4.
Roll that beautiful bean footage.
All right, here we go. On my mark, number 4, and 3, 2, 1, go. This was one of the first films I think we got to a long, long time ago. Maybe 5 years, maybe. We don't work with Pixel anymore, but there they are. There's the family. Getting excited to go up the ramp. Quick cuts.
I look at those water sprites.
You can see some of these like snowflake splotches all over the film. Greyhound bus. Don't see those anymore.
They are like blowing half their roll
Uh-huh.
just for the
Exactly.
getting there.
Here's the inside of the Contemporary.
Yep. Plexiglass trees.
The Contemporary Man.
The Contemporary Man. Yeah, we go in there and buy a suit.
So that was what, 35 seconds? We're not even in the Magic Kingdom yet, but they're so excited. He's just taking a couple. Look at these quick cuts. It's
Damn.
it's
Damn.
fast moving. Hold on.
How about a nice Emporium? You want some Emporium?
right.
Great.
I'd love to put a challenge out there to anybody. If you can set up your iPhone or whatever you got, record your entire day from getting on the tram or driving up all the way through the entire day in 3 minutes. I'd love to see what you guys can come up with.
I was going to say I think there used to be an app at one point that kind of like forced you to
really?
take like 24 pictures or like a short, like
There's
3
Elvis.
minutes to give you that experience.
That would be great. Yeah. So limit yourself to 3 minutes. And you can't go back and erase. You can't go back and edit. What I like about this one too, at least they photographed themselves too, which is nice. A lot of people didn't, but
Oh,
that's not what we're looking for. Look at that's a windy day, Brian. Though, woo.
Yeah.
Look, they put all those rocks between the swan boats in there to kind of, I don't know, mitigate the water, I guess.
Kendra says this is a TikTok challenge. Basically, I'm not on TikTok, but I'll take your word for it. So. All right, Samantha C says she's up for the challenge. It looks like.
Everyone's like high-fiving the characters as they go out to the playing field.
You go do it, man.
That's,
It's all good.
Played like a
Tra-
champion today.
That's right.
Tracheotomy Baloo right
That's
there.
right. It's weird. They're all coming back together. Are they going back downstairs, the stairs there to take? Is this after the parade? Because that's in.
They all live in the
Hey,
castle. Get
hey,
off my
hey.
tongue.
Stop stepping on my tongue. Yeah, see, they're helping them down to the stairs.
Yeah.
Well,
it's-
King Louis again. Yep. Market.
It's getting dark.
Flower market. This is
Hey,
where the
get
kid.
out of-
Watch this. Watch this. I love this. Is it this one? Yeah. Every kid does this, right?
all of my grandfather's home movies have
Some child.
some child in the family leaping around in front of it like they're spastic. You know?
There we are, heading out on the express monorail, going past the. Now look at this. They saved enough 3-minute footage to get the entire monorail trip on the way. Well, not the entire, but part of
That was the highlight of the trip for a lot of people.
Yeah, it was. All right, this next one here is marked 1970X. We don't have a date on it. This one, we showed this one before. I can't remember, but maybe we can date it tonight based on what we see. So, gentlemen, on my mark, 3, 2, 1, go.
1452. That's my guess.
Nice slow pan from the contemporary. I wonder if this is the one that has the rooms. This might be the one that has some of the footage in the room. I can't remember.
The 7Xs were great.
Yeah, there we go. Look at this.
There you go. Inside the contemporary.
Inside the
here.
contemporary. Look at that. The Mary Blair stuff on the wall. Look at that view.
So it's not 71 because there's actual lights that you can touch in there.
And Space Mountain's up.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go.
So it's got to be at least 70. What was that? 75?
75. Yeah.
Yeah. This is not
It's Christmas time.
Kodachrome. Yep.
And you don't have to be afraid.
Quick cuts.
There we are.
That's
it's
him.
Great when Horatio Sands went to Disney World.
It does look like him, doesn't it?
There's some sailors. Hey, sailor.
Yeah, Art
Check
Miles says somebody check the gate. Yep. We can talk about what the gate was in a little bit, but you see that little feather up there. So
Yeah.
that's a dirt that was in there. You need to keep your gate clean. A lot of times people didn't see that until afterwards, or the projector would have more of a cropping gate around it. So you're actually seeing sometimes more film than somebody in playing this on a real projector would have seen in 1975.
So it's after 75 because the People Mover's there.
Yep.
So.
Yeah. Which Christmas decorations were those, Brian?
Those are the early ones, right?
Yeah. I mean, this is still the first era of them.
Okay.
The RCA guys. Okay.
Read that. Oh, we got.
Look at that.
Yeah,
Oh,
we got the
there's
cameras.
the Space Mountain ramp.
And you can see the camera that she's using. That's great.
Yes.
Wow, fast cuts.
Bam, bam.
Yeah. It just hits you over the head. Wouldn't you
Whoa.
rather, though, go to somebody's house and say, I'm going to show you 3 minutes of my entire vacation better than I got 3 hours of footage?
Well, normally when you didn't have the benefit of Harold and Yvonne's over narration, that narration was live by whoever was showing it to you.
Sure,
So,
sure.
like, oh, this was the castle, and then we went over here and did that. And
Can we watch it again? Because it was only 3 minutes.
All right.
Look at
It's
the
pirates.
yeah,
Oh no, that's the castle.
Yep.
Wow.
the castle. Yeah.
Still the castle. Sorry.
So Jeff Dean says there's a certain look to film as opposed to other forms. I'm still trying to get that type of film look. We're starting to get it digitally. Yeah, my best recommendation to try this, just shoot it as you will, and then bump it down to, if you really want the film look, 18 frames per second, and then you add grain in and add a little shakiness back in. You can do a good job simulating it, but you'll never get the color changes that you get from the shutter on turning the camera on and off. Sometimes some of these cameras were wind up and they might be running slower or faster at the end or the beginning of the wind. A lot of that stuff you'd have to do a little bit of work to simulate.
This woman was very impressed with the architecture. You can see she's taken a lot of the buildings, and I really appreciate that, because normally it is like, here's Susie waiting in line to go on and meet Cinderella, and now you get to see the Admiral Joe Fowler.
Some nicely framed shots here too.
Yes, very nice.
Little overbloomed on the exposure.
Love these loaded up rafts.
Yeah,
I mean, I love these rafts with like 70. Look like the Mariel boat lift with like 70 people on them.
Random cowboy or security guard?
Yeah, right. There goes that paddle. There's Horatio Sands again. Oh, those bell bottoms. If you
Barrel
fall in,
bridge.
just look. He's carrying his gun. Whoa.
I don't think they're that bouncy anymore, are they?
I don't know. That's.
I don't know how. Let's find out.
We're going there. They spent a lot of time on the island. They really like this part of the.
I used to love just making that bridge shake as much as possible.
That's why we can't have those bridges anymore, Hal. It's the canteen.
Yeah.
Yeah, get yourself a Coke or Pepsi.
You can wet your whistle.
That's right. All right, so we're almost at the halfway mark for tonight, so we're going to take a little break from the movies and talk a little bit about Kodak film and the process and everything. So I'm not going to bore you, but you feel free if you have any questions. I'll go through this pretty quick. Brian, if you fall asleep, just maybe how you can nudge him or text him on the phone or something, if you could.
Sure.
This is right up Brian's alley. We got the dog tonight chiming in. So I just want, when you purchased film years ago, there was really three major formats, and actually starting from right to left is the format. The earliest format was called 88, where you actually got a cartridge and you would film 1.5 minutes on one side of the film, and you'd flip the cartridge over and film 1.5 minutes on the other. And
it was a reel of 16 millimeter film is what it was.
Correct. It was 16 millimeter film, and then you had to do the flip with it tightly wound in a relatively dark room or full dark room. Otherwise, you would expose part of the film. So on those, you can definitely see at the beginning and the ends that the exposure isn't correct because of the light. So it was a hassle.
That's what my grandfather had.
It did it, yeah.
Yeah.
And that was black and white, and they did color like this too.
Because you would get to a minute and a half through,
Yep.
and then you would get the light bleed.
Yep.
From where they took the film out and turned it around.
Exactly.
So all of his films have that.
Had the bleed in the middle, yeah.
Yes.
As Brian pointed out, it was 16 millimeter film, and then they just sliced it down the middle at the processing facility, stuck the two ends together, and you got two 1.5 minute sections out of it. Then came the progression to 8 millimeter, which was the same as 88, except it was just a single cartridge with 3 minutes on it. That's what it was, 50 feet. And you can see the size of the film was still the same. And then Super 8, when that came out, it was the same width of film, smaller sprocket holes, and because what they did there is they actually increased the actual size and the spacing of the actual frame, so you got a little bit higher resolution on it, which was pretty neat. So, what did those look like? Here's what they look like in general. So you've got your Super 8 on the right, you've got your 8 millimeter, and then your 16 and your 35. So and 35 millimeter film, by the way, is 35 millimeter movie film is exactly the same as 35 millimeter size
camera film.
Yep. Just rotated in a different process to produce the negative versus the positive. So you're probably wondering also where the sound came in. There was such a thing as 8 millimeter sound as well as Super 8 sound. Generally, they were magnetic. There was a magnetic strip, and sometimes, in very rare instances, there were two on Super 8. You would get, let's call it stereo in quotes. 8 millimeter did have sound as well, very rare. And 16 millimeter could have audio, or in this one, magnetic, or in this one, if you look very carefully on the left-hand side of the 16 millimeter strip, you'll see two parallel lines. That's the left and right audio track, and it's actually done visually. It is a optical, it's burned into the film, so it's actually read by an optical reader that converts that to visible. Yeah. Listening to whatever it is, audible sound. There we go. That's what I'm trying to say. So what do they look like? Here's your 88 on these reels. You got your 88 cartridge on the left. That was the next progression that was actually in a cartridge. And then these two here, the yellow ones, those are what the 8 millimeter cartridge actually looked like. So when you bought the 8 millimeter cartridge, this is what most people are familiar with. It came in this super sealed foil bag that would prevent light and moisture and whatnot getting in. You'd pull the cartridge out, and you would drop it into the camera. So there's what it looked like up close, and you can see the film in there. So you pop it into the camera, don't have to do anything else. So you can imagine how much easier that was than actually threading the camera. You guys watch me thread a projector, you can imagine trying to thread a camera as well.
Are we not getting into Polavision tonight? And the what was the Kodak did one too, didn't they? Where they like instantly developed it.
Oh yeah.
And they were just awful.
Yeah. Yep.
They were just awful quality. They died on the vine.
So let me pause here and see if we got a couple of questions. Let's see here. This is fascinating. Home movie tech has come a long way. Absolutely. When was the transition from black and white to color home movies? And have you found
the 50s?
Yeah,
yeah,
it was
the
the 50s.
I mean, they had color in the 30s. So most 16 millimeter footage you find from home movies in the 30s and 40s were in color. But the prominence of 8 millimeter, it was all post-war, the suburban post-war boom.
Yeah.
8 millimeters, the introduction of the Brownie camera from Kodak made home movies affordable relatively to the masses.
Right.
And so you started to see color footage come out in the 50s mostly.
Yep. My dad was filming in the 50s with it, and he has some black and white, and you actually had to seek black. I mean, it was still available on the market, and you would seek it out more than you
usually
would
film
color.
school, like film school students shot in black and white.
Exactly.
Or David Lynch.
So here's an older 8mm camera, foreign one. Then you got into your Super 8s. This is more what you saw people shooting with in the 80s. A lot of the things that we've seen people shooting with, into the late 70s, early 80s were like this.
Yeah, these are the Super 8
Super
ones
8.
were, and they're all, that was it. You were starting to get to a point where it was really one camera manufacturer and they would just throw different badging on it.
Yep. Now, if you look carefully in the upper right-hand corner, just in front of the eyepiece, you'll notice a meter with a little orange line that runs from 5 to 50. That gave you an idea of how much footage you have shot. So at least you had on these later models a little bit of an idea of how far along you were in your film. And then the all-important battery check button, because these things were battery operated, and alkalines weren't like they were today, and there was no such thing as lithium-ion and rechargeables. So it was,
now the 8mm we had was actually a wind-up. You wound it.
Oh yeah,
so there was no battery involved.
that's right.
But
Some were
with these
cranking.
things, with the sound and with the Super 8 cartridge feeds and everything, most of that was better. We got one of our favorite questions, Todd.
Yes, and
How much did this cost?
We're coming up on that. So we're going to come up to the cost of Jane in just a few minutes here of what did it cost in the 70s. So after you took your film, you would pop that cartridge back out, or in some case the double 8 the reel, and you would purchase a number of these mailers you would pre-buy the mailers that included postage back to you, not postage to Kodak. You had to provide generally a 2 or 3 ounce rate on that, but by buying that official mailer, got you the development. So you can see this is a processing mailer. There was a pack of like 3 or 4 of them or something in the pack. And this is what you would get back. Literally, that little yellow box with your film was postage was put on it, and your address was put on it, is what you filled out on the, if we go back here, this little tag on the right-hand side with your address. They ripped that off, taped it to this little yellow box, and that's what went through the mail. And I remember, the postman coming as a kid, and films are back. These little yellow boxes would fly through our mailbox and crash to the floor. So if you see a lot of Kodak films, this is probably the most famous thing about them is the yellow box and the black reel. They had this black reel. Other companies use this blue half cover. And the other thing that we love about, and I love about Kodak, is I grew up just watching these leaders go by on movie nights at home.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, we've stuck them in a few of our films that we've done before. So, but that's really, so here it is, how to get processing by mail. We talked about this, how you'd return it by mail. There's some ads out there. Here it is, 1971 from Grandway with this coupon, $3.99. Any guesses on the for 3 minutes here? Any guesses on what that would cost here in 2021?
You want me to guess?
Yeah, anybody. Or let's see. Let's see if we
Yeah,
get some
about
guesses
$14, $15.
a little high. It was actually 26.
Get that.
Yeah, $26 for 3
Inflation
minutes.
was a bitch in the 70s.
Well, it's funny. I was like, wow, that's really high. And then I did it 1971, 75, 78. I was trying to see, and really it was just prior to 80. In the mid 70s, the inflation was the late 70s there was pretty high. So
yeah.
Look at everybody guessing. We had 65, 29, 25. So yeah, all you guys were.
So if you go with 25 as a number,
yeah,
you picture something like today, walking into the park saying, "I'm going to take for $25."
yeah, yep,
and that's why we try to preserve every one of these, because even if they were a bad photographer,
right.
you want it. You
So we
want to
got
save
a
it.
question here. Todd, you mentioned 18 FPS to get that movie look. Did 8mm not run at 24 frames per second? That's correct. 8mm actually ran at 2 potential speeds. You could run it at 18 and run it at 16. You're going to see a film coming up a little bit where they stretch their film to almost 4 minutes by running it at 16 frames per second. So that's a little jerkier, but you got more time. Some 8mm cameras did run at 24 frames per second. They were more rare, so most people ran, 90% probably ran their stuff at 18. We've come across maybe one in the past that was 24 frames per second. 24 frames per second is the standard movie look. When you go to the movies, that's what you see, 24 frames. Most of your televisions now are 30 frames per second, give or take. And some projectors also needed the ability to change. So the projector that you guys, if you remember on one earlier movie nights when I tried to thread it and we watched one on the wall, that actually has a little switch where you can change it from 18 to 24, but it doesn't have 16. So it was one of those things where people settled into what they liked, and that's what they continued to shoot because that was the equipment that they had. So, and I think we've.
The guy feeding everything.
All right, we had a glitch there. Hold on,
Oh,
guys.
there he goes.
Hold on
Oh,
a second.
there he is.
We're back. We're back. I don't know what happened there.
I guess we restarted.
Yep. Let me just check.
How's our feed going?
I don't know what happened there. We'll just hold off for a second. Where did you lose me?
Pay the bill, will you?
I know, really. Let's make sure we're back. All right. If anybody could tell us where you lost us, and then we'll continue on. So I apologize.
We're back.
We are back. We just want to know what you didn't hear us say. Let's see. Is anybody responding or?
Yeah, well, I mean, I got a text. They all say we're back. I mean,
Okay. All right. Good.
Yeah.
All right. So how much did movie cameras cost? I forget what this year was. I'll look it up here in a second, but take a look at the range of the cost of actual cameras. And as Brian pointed out, some of them were probably, wind up cameras, a lot of different things back then. So these were all from the 70s. I think this one was around 75. So.
And the ones today that pull the big money in, what's the Swiss brand that?
Leica?
What did you say? How?
There's Leica. Right?
Leica?
No.
UMIG?
There's one.
No.
I think it's UMIG. That everybody, that's the one you want to buy. They're the ones that resell for like $500 today.
Right. Yeah, UMIGs are
I'll
good.
go
There's a
look.
number of Japanese ones that are really good.
I'll get the answer for you. But
All right, cool. And then here's what they
go on with your go on with your instruction, professor.
I saw people were taking study notes. There's some color movie film with processing there. This is a little later on. This is towards the end of the era. The
Bolex.
There we are.
cameras.
Yep.
The Bolex are the ones that everybody wants now. All the students and high end people.
And look at these GAFs, the GIF low light Super 8 camera. Man, if somebody had one of those, Brian, we could have sent them into all the attractions back then. The low light camera. Look at that. Power zoom, deluxe zoom. This isn't cheap. It isn't cheap at all. So, and then we're back to there. So I hope everybody learned a little bit from that and can kind of appreciate what people were going through back then to actually just, take the film. It was just not. Nobody thought differently of it. It's what you had. It's what you did. And it was exciting to be able to record your memories and bring them back home. So we're going to start up with the rest of the 6 movies here. And if you have other questions about home movies and what they're all about, we'll gladly answer.
Sign up for Todd's masterclass.
I would love to know at the end if people want to get on one night without Hal and Brian and you want to talk about this stuff and interact.
We're not allowed in?
Well, you don't want to watch me do a projector again, do you?
Oh, I want to watch.
All right. Maybe.
I want to heckle.
I have a quick question, Todd.
Yeah.
So Focal, was that the Kmart brand?
Oh, good. I'm not sure. Look,
that the
there's
Kmart
I
the
seem to
Kmart
recall.
logo. There's
Okay.
the Kmart logo right there.
Yeah. So it absolutely
Yeah.
would have been. Yeah.
I remember that from my youth.
Because I remember Acme had Osco brand film, which was their store brand.
Yeah.
The supermarket here was their store brand film.
What happened? All right. Am I the only one? Can you guys hear me? I'm talking and I want to see. We've lost Brian and Hal somehow. All right. If you can hear typing, you can hear me. I'm all by myself. I guess I offended both of them and they don't even want to be part of this anymore. They're like, we're out of here. We don't want to do this. So, this is the true Super 8 experience. This is as if, you're trying to thread a projector and it died. But what's interesting is, I'm going to try to reach them on Slack. Yeah, let's see. You guys were lost. See if you can rejoin. So I apologize about that. It was all the projector talk that made Zoom jealous. It might have been, yeah, all the digital. I kicked them out. I might have kicked them out. So this is a little odd not having the banter back and forth. So hopefully we'll get them back in here in a moment. So let me see if they're typing back. Unless we had some big major outage and we lost half of the East Coast here. So we're going to do a little snooping here on Down Detector. Oh, they're coming back. How's back?
Hello.
We don't know what happened. I stayed on and you guys went away.
It said I was the host suddenly.
There's Brian. He's back. It booted both of you off, and I was here all by myself. Everybody could hear me, and you guys were gone. It was very odd.
That was by choice.
Well, that's what everybody said. Everybody said that. Like, oh, you kicked
we
them off.
needed a nap after that.
We're not having
Hal and I were talking. Hal and I were having a lovely conversation with each other
on Zoom.
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah,
all right.
You
well,
were just gone. So
somebody says this is JT's revenge for doing parent night. So
I guess.
All right. Well, let's move on with the movies. I appreciate everybody's questions and stuff. If you got more questions on the movie stuff, we'll talk about them at the end. And yeah, maybe we will do a night where I'll drag out the projector. And we repaired one too. I was able to get we got two projectors. One broke, and I was able to take the whole thing apart and replace a tiny little pin about 3-4 millimeters tall. And
all while Hal and I were gone. Well, you did a lot.
Sadly,
he works fast.
I try. So, all right. Well, off with the slideshow. Let's move on to number 6. This is called 3 minutes of film, 1 minute of Walt Disney World. This is a little bit of a Florida trip here, and it features the Ringling Brothers mansion and a specific restaurant. I'm going to let Hal talk to the Ringling Brothers. He's been there. It's in Sarasota. And Brian knows a little bit about the restaurant, and then we'll see what we get for Walt Disney World in the 1 minute that we get of that. So here we go. On my mark, gentlemen, 3, 2, 1, go.
Right. Here we are in lovely Sarasota, Florida at the Sadazon, not the Tower of Terror. This is John Ringling's mansion. You may have seen this if you have seen the recent Leonardo DiCaprio remake of what did I say that movie was? No, I forgot. Oh, the Great Gatsby.
Oh.
So this and we're gone. It was in much better in that film. Actually, the place had kind of become dilapidated and it needed to get fixed up. But probably at this era, it was still looking a lot better. And this is actually a view off of the back porch. They had a lovely water view.
If anybody was watching Antique Roadshow the other night, as I was, they were actually at Cotazon, which is pretty cool.
Yeah,
there's the back side of it. Yeah,
they went to Italy.
Yeah.
They
like
went to Italy,
Palace.
And the Mrs. Ringling loved it. Betsy Ringling. So they built their home, and then this is the art museum, which is next to it,
dedicated to Art Miles.
Yeah, you can still go there today.
And we're on our way.
It's a lovely place. Oh, there's the old Skyway Bridge.
Yeah, that's the one that got hit. Brian and I were discussing that, and I sent him information on how that was hit in a storm. It was hit by a tanker. It's a fascinating story.
And they had to build a new one.
They had to build a new one. Yeah,
they did.
They were dueling bridges. And they said that the approach was just ridiculously steep. Look at that.
It's
not still pretty steep.
Yeah. Look at that. You're like heading straight down.
If you're brave, you put your hands up in the car while you do it.
This is the Capic Tree restaurant. Yep. Capic or Capic Tree? I don't know how to pronounce it.
Yeah.
This is alert to Erica here, who has a glass and told me her parents got married in the Fort Lauderdale one. I didn't realize there were multiple locations.
This is fast.
But this was took up like a whole city block, didn't it, Hal?
Oh yeah, it's actually, this location is a music store today.
Right.
Sam Ash. You can still walk around and see a lot of this stuff. And that garden. Okay, this is inside. The garden is actually still rentable for weddings and such.
Okay.
Here we are, last minute,
and then we finally get there. Yeah. There's a lady climbing up on the fence there on the wall,
trying to climb Mexico.
Sam Ash has the loveliest, most ornate bathrooms you'll ever see in a music store in your life.
I might have to
Oh,
check
look,
that
the
out.
Hall of Presidents inside. Wow.
Yeah. And then that's America the Beautiful, mayie, or no? I
No,
guess
Hall of
that's the end of
Presidents,
Hall
yeah.
of Presidents because every
Hall of Presidents
big
needs a
show ended with a
rocket.
rocket launch.
Look at this.
Yeah.
He just tried to shoot a couple of the presidents. Boom, 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 boom.
Hey, watch shooting the presidents. That's
Oh, I wasn't doing that. Come
There's
on.
Buff.
Look,
There's some.
yeah.
Wow.
What
they're
speed are we
going-
running at here?
So this one at the end, I think it changed speeds, which was really weird. I think he flipped it. So what I need to do is actually take this apart and then put it back together. So this is a great. I never
I
even
feel like,
noticed.
man, they
this.
really cranked those up. In the
Yeah.
old
So
days.
this gentleman knew he was running out of film and then changed speeds at the end to 16. So this is running at 18, but it was filmed at 16. So yeah, that's why
makes the country bears more enjoyable.
It really does. It really does. All right, the next one's a rare one from Epcot. This is a one we've released before, so it's on our YouTube channel, but we wanted to show it to you tonight because we want to get a little Epcot on the film action here. So number 7, Epcot. I want to say this is 83. It's mostly the Canadian Pavilion, and I believe we do have sound on that, so I will turn it
Oh,
up.
I do remember this one.
Yeah.
It's 85.
85. So
It's
very.
85,
That's pretty
yeah.
late. That's pretty late for video. On my mark, 3, 2, 1, go. All right, so I'm going to turn the sound up a little bit on this. If it's too loud, people just let us know.
I think you just get ambiance here. It's the Canada Pavilion, so you mostly hear a waterfall.
Yeah, exactly.
Mhm.
Yeah,
And the sound of
1985.
bacon.
Sound of bacon. That's right.
It didn't smell like bacon back then.
Look at that. I love that quick
Yeah,
clip. Really. And it's a sunset already, which is interesting. It's like-
Wow.
yeah.
Got there late.
Or early? No.
Dawn. The dawn of man.
Wrongs of the crowd.
Oh, maybe they just had their stuff turned
And
down.
Brian, if I remember correctly, this whole thing is in Canada, I believe. Right?
Very proud Canadians. There's
Yeah.
the trading post.
Yep. Yeah, look at them. They're wearing like Canadian jackets and everything.
Yeah, Team Canada.
Well, appreciate everybody sticking with us tonight with the even with
They
the,
get shots of the the second floor displays
Oh,
there,
yeah.
the ceiling roof displays in the shop, which is amazing.
Is that Hulk Hogan there? I can't tell. That might be Hulk Hogan. Duck.
Don't jump.
Looks like the Chateau Laurier or the Chateau Frontenac. Laurier is in Ottawa and the Frontenac is in Quebec. Hello. Trash can there for everybody on Trash Can Watch.
Zany Canadian.
Yeah, they really.
They all are.
Yeah.
Yes.
I've never seen a dour Canadian.
No.
They're happy people.
Thank goodness for Second City Television and Bob and Doug and all those things. Focus. Focus. A little bit. No. Maybe.
Oh, here we go.
Here he comes, eh?
Yeah.
That's it.
Ready to do some lumberjacking.
That is all we had. All right. This is number 8 called How to Stretch Your Film. This one's interesting because you got to watch really quick here. This is probably some of the quickest cuts I've ever seen. And this one is somebody who also filmed at 16 frames per second rather than 18. And I do believe there was a switch. I think similar to what we saw in the Country Bears at the end of that film. You're going to see at the beginning of this film where in Small World it's running a little faster than it flips down. I don't believe they're the same person. I might have to go back to the source and then look at the actual. We can do a little bit of forensic analysis on these films sometimes. When we get a full gate scan, we can actually see the square that the actual frame, and if there was any image or fuzz or dirt, it from camera to camera, it's always different. So if it's the same, I can go back and find out that this was actually the same person that filmed it. Sometimes we just get piles of stuff, and it's hard to tell what came from what. So anyway, without that extra explanation there, we're going to go, this is How to Stretch Your Film. This has not been released yet. So on my mark, gentlemen, in 3, 2, 1. Very quick Small World here. Very fast.
Starting with the finale.
Yeah, just
That's
really,
good.
really quick. Really,
Bam.
really quick.
Hey, who wants to see some fast kids?
Yeah, see, this is definitely running at...
Hey, they didn't have the help sign whenever this was, so
Yeah.
we can
Yeah.
date that.
The little
Oh,
haunted
in the
mansion.
mansion, just fast.
Yeah.
graveyard.
And I could slow this down, but later on the film is a little. I mean, it's just. See, here it's normal. So
Yeah,
whatever
you know what? You really don't see a lot of footage of the old like, Mickey Mouse
review.
Yeah,
Yep.
I was gonna say you don't see a lot of photos or videos or movies in the Haunted Mansion of the mirror effect.
Mm. What's interesting about this is and maybe I can slow this down more. I mean,
Those guys.
Yeah, I mean, this is just.
Yeah. For everybody who missed it because it went so fast, there's the three caballeros who just came back to.
And see, that looks
Mexico
normal
after
speed.
being fixed.
It's almost like they were flipping a switch while they were inside the attractions or something. Because that's some of this looks
Good old
normal.
Adventureland sign.
This is how to get your money's worth out of $26, right?
Too bad. Oh, that's okay. That's a super old tiki room sign. So this
Yeah.
is 70, 73, 72.
It's just. It's just
If there's one thing you can learn from these, it's like most people had no idea how to meter and adjust the aperture appropriately because it was all manual back then.
And see, now we're outside and this seems back to a normal pace. She's not overly fast. She's just. Now we're inside.
Whoa.
Oh, that was real quick inside Peter Pan.
Oh, okay.
See, now we're back to a normal pace. So I might have to cut this one apart and I don't know.
Huh.
All normal speed. So this is how you get more than 3 minutes out. If I probably extended those out, you might have even gotten 5 off of this one reel. Look at this, America the Beautiful.
Oh my gosh, America Beautiful.
Yeah.
Amazing.
But again,
strangest things people
sped
decided to
up.
film.
Yeah, like I mean,
Filming a film.
if you're not sick yet, let me know. He's literally pulling the trigger. Stop, Monsanto.
Oh,
Ta-da!
If you had wings, like literally of 2 seconds of If You Had Wings.
Yeah.
Now this is interesting. So this looks like the Golden Horseshoe.
Yeah,
but that's
inside the Golden Horseshoe, but
It's not
a different
Horseshoe.
show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What does it say behind them? I may have to get a larger scan.
It's like a slideshow. Oh, you know what? Well, we'll have to see.
Hal's coming up with an idea. Might know what it is.
Yeah, I wonder if this isn't the Golden Horseshoe. I wonder if this is at Fort Wilderness.
Hoop-de-doo. Although
No,
the interior
that's-
looks like
that's that's Golden Horseshoe. Huh. So this must have been a
class of 1927.
class of 1927. Well, we're gonna have to look that one up. Fascinating.
Twinkling lights in the trees.
Yep. How you're on it.
I do miss the twinkling lights.
So that's really impressive. This was 1 3-minute reel, and that's why I call it How to Stretch Your Film. They somehow managed to get more on it. If I had stretched out all those interior scenes and these night scenes, he must have been, he or she must have been
wow.
flipping.
Balloons and fireworks.
Yeah. Big night in the park.
So he zooms through these attractions, and then we got 20 minutes of fireworks here. Like,
At sped up too. Again, they were shot at
Yeah.
a different speed. Like, and that's it. So I don't know if I'm going to pick it apart and create all different pieces from it, but it's really interesting how they got all that on one 50-foot reel by shooting it that way. So, all right, we're down to the last 3 here. Next one is Magic Kingdom 1971. If you were joined our holiday show, we've shown this before, but it's such a nice, clean, crisp way of doing 3 minutes. I figured we'd throw it in here again because I think I like to say that care was taken when they filmed this, and it's kind of rare to see that. Sometimes somebody knew what to do and had the right film and all that. So, on my mark, gentlemen, this is number 9. 3, 2, 1, go. And 3 fun ways.
to see fire.
We don't know what the other 3 were. Other 2 are because I
Naked?
think we threw it out.
Drunk
Now, how this is
with your family,
with your family.
priest.
Yep.
Right.
With
This
some
is like
invalids.
it's like the pyramid.
Yep.
I like, and there's the dragon again.
But look at the framing of these shots, though. Done well thought out. Nice colors.
They are actually. Oh, it's Christmas time.
Long shots. The size of those
This beautiful
bulbs
color.
are,
on
yeah.
this.
Look at that. That's better than Disney's film that we got, right? That
Yeah.
shot there. You can
Hey,
almost
look,
see
if
him
we,
in the reflection.
If we went back and stopped it, yeah, you could see the reflection in the Christmas ball.
Oh, she's wearing the bell.
She's collecting all the germs of everyone else who wore the bell that day.
So somebody
the
says, did he
Chinese laundry?
think speeding it up would get better exposure and dark lighting? great question that might be potentially
Yeah, someone who didn't know what they were doing, maybe.
Yeah. It definitely would mean
anybody could buy these cameras, so
Yep.
there was no guarantee that
it worked. I mean, the
know what
shots
you
were
do.
pretty good. So
Oh, these
That's a great
Adventureland
point.
torches. Oh my golly.
look at it. They could set her on fire right there.
up she goes.
She's never seen anyone lick a lemon like that.
How you got a little answer for your golden horseshoe in the chat there. Somebody wrote in. So take a look at that and between next films.
Huh. Thank you, Brian. Some beautiful empty shots of the Skyway station there. Wow, this person was really into taking some artistic shots of the architecture and stuff.
You know, we've watched a lot of these tonight. Isn't it amazing how long sometimes 3 minutes can feel and how short it can feel at the same time?
I'm going to watch this lady shop for hours.
Yeah.
I'm
Hookahs.
okay with that. Wow.
I don't really know that I want to buy any of those things, but it's nice to watch her shop.
I actually thought that Dumbo was going to hit me. I jumped backwards like an old time train person.
Just not used to seeing this stuff real life.
This
Look at that
magic
nice
box. Oh, Jungle Cruise elephants. We'll get the
We
elephant
had to have
bathing
Jungle
pool
Cruise
before you
in
know
there,
it.
gentlemen.
Before you know it, there'll be an elephant bathing pool.
That's right. It's the failed Walt Disney World monorail system.
There we go.
There it is.
You knew it was coming.
Nice end
Really
shot, though.
love
Look
these
at that.
colors.
Beautiful, beautiful.
What a spectacle.
Knew how to
Yeah.
set the shots up. Yeah, well done.
Mm.
All
And
right.
then what is, oh, okay.
What?
Sorry, we're going to the next one. I got to pause here.
Oh, okay.
He'd already automatically queued up the next one. I was like,
how's a
what
little
the-
too far? Okay, so I left this in and I titled this one Survival First, then Walt Disney World. I don't recall where we got this one, but it's an interesting 3 minutes. So
It says 13 minutes on my queue.
oh crap, did I put the wrong one in here? Oh,
I'm just telling you, number
Okay.
10 is
Okay.
13 minutes long.
I might have hold on.
Oh,
let's
wait.
just
Do you
check
have the
it.
number 9, number 10, or the number
Yeah,
10,
we
number
had a
10?
little screw up there. Hold on, but let me go to my
I have the one that's number 10.
There were 2 number 10s.
One from column A. I only have, there's, I do
Oh,
have
yeah.
two
You're
number
correct, it
10s.
is
My
the
number
same.
10 is also 13 minutes.
It is 13 minutes. I apologize. So we'll skip over this because I know everybody's gonna go, what? I had misread the 3 for the 13 for a 3. This is actually is Mr. Bowers?
Oh, come on.
Is,
You-
is
it's
Mr.
here. Let's
Bowers
just
with
run
us
it.
tonight though?
Which Bowers?
Alan Bowers. This is the one that
Oh, yeah,
Alan
he's here.
sent in. Is he online?
Oh,
I didn't realize. This is a
Alan
surprise,
Bowers.
everybody. Is he on?
he's here.
I just want to make sure. Is he cool with us playing this?
There he is. Yes. He said me in the chat. Yes.
All right.
You.
Are you cool with us playing this? It's 13 minutes. Everybody's going to get a bonus, and then we got one final bonus for tonight.
Wait a second. So the 13-minute one is Alan's?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm going to cue that back up because I thought you then decided we were skipping it.
Well, that he's here. He says play away, so he's cool
All right.
for it. So, surprise everybody! This is more than 3 minutes, but it does. Didn't realize I'd missed it. So this says, Alan wrote to us and he says his aunt says this film is from 1972, but I guess we'll find out. He includes. I'm not sure if you plan on converting the whole film. We did. We converted the whole thing for you, and we're going to send it back to you. I've got there it is here. There's the actual canister right in front of me. Your aunt wrote on here, sailfish catch, swimming, Kay and Gary, S and Francis, Disney World, mostly the attractions, and some of Rob, Cheryl, and G and K. So this is good. And we do have another bonus for you. It's not Walt Disney World, but it has a connection to Walt
but it's
Disney
worth
World.
your time.
It's worth your time staying for, and then we'll take any additional questions. So, all right. So this is not this was shot with multiple 3-minute 50-foot reels, but they were all strung together to produce something. So let me just cue this up and we'll be ready. So gentlemen, number 10 on my mark, 3, 2, 1, go. And maybe if you can, Alan, if you can maybe tell us what we're seeing in the chat, because we were a little
This is
confused.
some kids that hopped off in the.
Yeah.
I was going to say, I actually thought it was Hoot and Chief in the Indian Village when it first came on.
So he says it's all new to him. He has no idea what's on here. So,
Well, here's the advertised sailfish.
that's right. So we've got the sailfish on here,
They got it.
and I know there is quite a bit of Walt Disney World footage. So
Just shove it down that hole if you
yeah,
can.
there it goes. Go down. Yeah.
That's quite, wow. They got quite an
Nice
assortment of
catch.
catches.
Yeah.
Quite the catch. Look at that old Pepsi.
Oh yeah, look at the 6-pack. All right, nothing to see here. Move on. Look at hanging them all up.
One way, Captain Alan Starr.
What's that?
Isla Miranda. Okay.
Isla Miranda. Okay.
Now we know where we are. We're in Key West area.
Oh, okay. Down that way. Holiday Isle. What's neat about these is they're always Florida vacations. Brian's going to be back in just a moment. He had to step away for a minute. Fishing is better with Pepsi. I'll try that next time.
I never thought of luring fish with Pepsi, but I guess it could work.
Yeah, make little frozen capsules or something. I don't know.
Oh my gosh, that ended up over the couch for years. That's fantastic.
That's neat that he's seen this stuff put together. So for everybody wondering where Disney starts, we're going to start around the 3-minute mark. And there's a lot of great stuff in there.
The galley. This is amazing.
So about 10 minutes of this is Disney, and 3 minutes of it or so is the survival, right? How to catch fish. So Alan actually has photos of this trip from when his dad got over the. That's cool. A lot of footage at this boat, though. Now, Alan, are you seeing yourself in any of these clips so far? I'd love to know. There's one of those safety pools. You know, you can trip on the concrete before you fall in. How those ever were approved, but that's his uncle. Okay. Oh, somebody's in there with full dress, pants and everything.
Someone probably got pushed in.
Yeah. Wah, wah. It's Florida. The water's warm, right, Hal?
It's beautiful. Jeans, it doesn't matter what you're wearing as long as you're having a good time.
Oh, Alan was born later. Okay, so he's not in these films. All right. What is that? Oh. How should we rent that boat? That looks like a nice one we could do the tour on.
There's a submarine.
Submarine. Wow.
Oh my gosh.
That's
It's
an
one of ours.
interesting coning tower on that one too. Look at that. Like double finned or something. That's
It's nuclear. And okay, now there is a submarine base in Key West, so that would explain
okay. So they may have been
why
taking a
it's
tour
there.
or something, driving by in a boat tour.
driving by. Yeah, it was probably
Yeah.
right there off the docks.
All right. Here we
And now
go.
here we are. Looks like there's a little bit of action going on over behind the boat there. Over maybe they're building the railroad station.
Or that looks like Tom Sawyer Island right there. The bridge
On the right. There's no oh actually no, the fort's there.
Yeah, the fort was behind it. So Alan said that his aunt said this was from 72. So let's see if we can
Okay.
confirm that date.
Well, that makes sense. If the railroad station is actually under construction, that fits the timeline.
Perfect.
Because when
Nice
you
Disney
first
World
went to
flag
Walt
there.
Disney World, you went on the train and you went all the way around.
Mm-hmm.
There was no stopping nowhere.
Nowhere.
Is that a crepe myrtle? Weirdest question I will ever ask in my life. I guarantee it.
I do love all the chairs on the
Mm.
riverboat back then.
That's
You know,
true.
just like kitchen chairs. Which
There's Bob Cork. There's
Grab
Bob
some
Cork.
chairs. Bill Cork.
Bill Cork. Sorry, Bill Cork. Somebody else picked up on the snazzy Disney flag. Yeah, Bob Rowan. That's an awesome flag that they were flying. I've never seen this much footage of the boat pulling in and chilling out, just relaxing.
The Bowers were boat people.
I guess so. The other Bowers we know are very much pie people. So
Yes.
It stopped. Oh, there we go. It's
I
going
also,
backwards now, right?
Erica, I also want to sit in a kitchen chair on the boat. Just grab one from Casey's and walk it over. That's what it looked like. It looked like they were the
Yeah.
Casey's corner chairs.
do we have a awning on? Oh, we can't really tell if there's an awning yet on the mansion.
Little zooming
Trying
in
to-
on the bat
yeah.
stanchions.
Some nice bags there I saw on the left. Oh, look at the carousel. Alan's going to be showing these to his family very soon. So we're going to get these back out to you soon, Alan. And if you want to email us tomorrow, I'll get you a download link for this so you can see it ahead of time too.
That is not a short line for 20 passes.
No, because that's before you got into the corral going back and forth too. Somebody like the top of buildings. Second. I like that original gray color.
It's castle-y.
Mm-hmm.
It's appropriate.
I mean, I get the 50th thing, but I hope they don't go back to that light pink or whatever it was. So that's
there's
Tomorrowland
there's the
construction
walls.
walls.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we have some good slides of those. Just
If she-
beautiful colors.
If she lays down, her pants will just blend right in.
Right? She's like getting camouflaged
Yeah.
with them.
Yeah. It was the palette of the early 70s. A lot of pastels.
That's his grandmother in the pink pants. There we go.
Yeah.
Cool.
Oh, I converted hundreds of slides of that.
Oh, you
grandmother.
so you know
I'm
her. Okay.
familiar.
Yeah, all right.
Hey, we got Flight to
Whoa,
the
whoa,
Moon.
whoa.
She's still
Oh,
alive.
oh.
Alan said she's still alive. Let's bring her to Retro Magic.
There we go.
We'll have her in the same outfit.
Got a little shutter jumping here going on. Looks like a cartridge didn't load well there in the beginning. And
Oh, he's drunk.
stay on target. Stay on target.
You've turned off your navigation computer. Is everything okay?
It's fine.
He's checking out the girl next to him and just bam.
Now it looks
That's
like this
happened
camera
before.
had zoom too, which is great because back then, yeah. But there was it definitely loaded odd. And got a lot of shutter jitter. So to say.
A lot of jitter. Yeah.
I like the new paint at first.
Well,
Get out.
there was a lot of seismic activity back then.
That's true.
Days of Florida.
It's the Tron computer angry that it's on its coaster's land. Get off my coaster's land.
Yeah, jitters like that are really, really tough to take out because you wind up having to crop a lot of the frame. It can be done. We do it on some of the stuff when it's really bad. But in a lot of this time, you want to preserve a lot of what you're looking at too. Because when you do crop and you get rid of jitters, you have to crop quite a bit to get rid of the movement of the frame.
There's a Tower of Terror-esque lightning show going on outside my window in case I suddenly disappear.
Okay, you're getting your second round of it right now.
I
Guys.
don't know. I know there's a lot of lightning going on out there.
We had that first one roll through tonight. I thought we were going to lose a lot, and it looks like I'm checking the radar now. We still have some rain, but we're
I'm having trouble with the radar, sir.
past
Oh
the
man.
worst.
My mom used to wear
The
like
nets?
those overhead just like that all the time. So her hair
Keeps
wouldn't
your
blow
hair in
around.
place.
Yeah.
Yeah. Scarves.
So since the camera had zoom, but the internet connection was terrible back then.
That is, look at all those
That was a
cards
lot
just
of
waiting to.
that was a lot of footage of the. Oh, look at
Oh.
that! Was that teacups? Wait a minute, was that teacups?
I think it.
I'm gonna go back and get a freeze frame of that for us. Hold on. Well, you guys narrate this while I find this. That could have been. This could have
All
been.
right.
This might be the holy grail of learning when the teacups got covered.
There's the
Fancy
Fantasy Fair. It's where they did stage shows.
Alan, you never know. You might have helped us uncover a something amazing tonight. So. All right, I'm gonna get a screenshot.
Hey, kid! No, get off those. They're not meant to support your weight.
Back then, you could just do whatever you wanted. Climb poles.
Yeah, the hot dogs are more delicious.
Yeah. Everything was free. Cost nothing to go.
Hal, this is incredible. It is the scaffolding for the covering of the teacups. 100% confirmed.
Fantastic.
That is
All right.
incredible. I'm going to make a copy of this. We're going to show this here in a second. I'm going to add this in as a shot to show to everybody. So, Alan, you have provided. Now you're on a mission. Actually, we need you to go and find out from your aunt when exactly this was, and we will know the exact date when the teacups were covered. How cool is that? Another unsolved mystery solved.
Yeah, they're pointing out that it was Fleet Week because of the abundance of sailors in the park
Oh, okay.
in uniform. So I saw a mess move by earlier. Old World Antiques, which actually sold Old World Antiques.
Imagine that.
Because everybody wants to go to a theme park. Like, honey, we should take this silver tea set from the 1600s home with us.
It's still that way, I think. That's the sign. I don't know if it's ever changed.
All right, I've uploaded the image. Might pop on the screen there for a second, but we're going to show it here in a minute. It's so cool we found this.
Everybody loved taking silent movies of the Steel Drum Band.
Well, they weren't silent when they were taking them. So it like you're shooting them in the moment. I mean, all my grandfather's friends, they're people are talking to the camera.
Right.
And I mean, they're talking to him, but
it was barely obscured there, but there was a sign that said next show, and it was a Mickey Mouse clock. And then the hands were like, you could manually move them to whatever the showtime was going to be.
Oh. But that would that
to have those all over.
Would that been a Fantasy Fair? Was that going on then?
I'm sure they used that same kind of sign at Fantasy Fair. A lot of those used to have that, which I have just forgotten about until now. Hey, I can see Tomorrowland and Adventureland. Visual intrusion. They never did
visual
that.
intrusion back then.
No,
that all started with the Swan and Dolphin. Shut up. You're just making it up.
But look at all the tropical plants there back when it was more garden-like.
Yeah,
you actually kind of appreciate the plants that were there instead of it just being like a mash of green.
We're coming just about to the end here. I'm glad we played this. How this is amazing, huh? We're uncovering something that we didn't even realize we had in these archives yet. I keep disappearing on my Zoom background. Doesn't work great.
So we're all watching the film, not you, Todd. So
Sorry,
it's okay.
just making sure.
Old North Bridge.
Yeah. Up beyond the Old North Bridge.
Can't get that from here.
That's it.
There we go.
There we go.
All right.
Thank you, Alan.
Alan,
Bowers.
awesome
Well
job.
done.
All right, well, here it is. Look at this, gentlemen. If that isn't the evidence we've been looking for, how fantastic is that?
Is it
Scaffolding.
Is the teacups are off of it, huh?
Yeah, they just went down. It's like they rebuilt the whole thing from the ground up.
Well, yeah, I guess they would have had to redo the platter and all that in order to put the dormouse in the middle in the teacup that rose.
I mean, there's no denying it. No denying it. This is like, oh crap, we're boiling people. Now we need to do that. So incredible. The uncovering the covering of the topless teacups is what Mr. Naser says. I like that. So well done, and Alan, I appreciate you showing these to us. So, all right, this is absolutely awesome. So we're going to share these out. We'll let people know that we've uncovered another mystery. And Alan, if you can find out, if you think you know when this was filmed, that would be great. We know it was Fleet Week in '72. We might be able to do some digging on that as well, and at least narrow it down to a time that the teacups were actually covered. So that's amazing. All right.
I can go ahead.
No, I was going to say, Alan was saying thank you guys for conferring them. Absolutely. You're very welcome. We love doing this type of stuff. So
we do. It's what we're here for.
That's right.
I'm excited about this next
This
film,
is cool.
your bonus film,
This
because
is the
I get to sing my new favorite song since Platinum Moving Night. Part of the fun of the World's Fair is the subway train that'll take you there. We ran that commercial before Platinum Movie Night
That's right.
for the subway to the New York World's Fair in 1964. And I have been singing that song for a month and a half now.
That's right. So Brian and I got a couple films. I projected them on the wall, and he and I watched these one night and over Zoom, and we're like, wow, we're going to get this one converted. So it is a bonus feature from 1964, the World's Fair. And the reason we're showing it to you is not only because it's just really, really cool to see stuff, but they filmed some of the Magic Skyway of the Ford Magic Skyway. And you're going to see some.
You're going to be on the ride.
You're going to be like, wait a minute, this looks just like the People Mover from outside. You're going to see a lot of different things in here. So it's a cool little bonus for tonight. 3 minutes.
It starts off in the city. They're on the Circle Line on the boat, and going in to see it. So it's 4.5 minutes, and it is terrific.
Yep. So here we go, ladies and gentlemen. 1964 World's Fair. On my mark, gentlemen. 1, 2, 3, go. There it is. Statue of Liberty Circle Line tour.
And fun fact: the '64 World's Fair is what my grandfather bought his 8mm film camera for. The first film he took was at the '64 World's Fair. Yeah,
that's awesome. I have some footage my dad took there as well. I remember watching it as a kid, and my mouth aghast, like, I want to go there. It's like, well, you can't. It's long gone.
You can't go to New Jersey?
I can go to New Jersey.
He lived in New Jersey. If you live in New Jersey, you're trying to get out.
I got out.
That's a joke, people in New Jersey. Don't write.
Just have another bite of pork roll. You'll be fine.
Couldn't they find
or Taylor ham.
Yeah.
Or I just learned this week that they call a corned beef special in certain parts of New Jersey a sloppy Joe.
I've never
Not
heard that
what
one
we
before.
all eat. There's a portion of New Jersey that calls a corned beef special a sloppy Joe. What is that all about?
Never heard of that at all.
Yeah. I don't make this stuff up.
Look at that Manhattan skyline.
Okay, that plane's going to hit the Statue of Liberty.
Oh, that's the plane.
So
I was wondering where's the plane is. Yeah.
So 1964, huh?
That's the view from the top of the Statue of Liberty, yeah.
Oh,
See the Chrysler building and
Pan Am building.
Yep. Don't worry, folks. We're getting to the fair. Just a minute. That's the Verrazano Narrows Bridge.
I mean, if you've been there, I mean, the skylines everywhere look different now.
Yeah.
Look at my man dressed up in his pink. God, He looks awesome.
Great.
Got the big camera.
Yep.
Because you had the dress to go to the fair.
That's right.
Love Mom's dress. That's great.
Yeah, great fabric. All right, we're almost there. I don't know what that sign was.
We'll have to go back and capture a frame and backlight it.
Yeah.
So you would do an excursion to the Statue of Liberty and then the fair?
No, I think these are 2 different days.
Yeah, this is they're doing the Circle Line tour here, and
there we are.
And now we're at the fair.
Yeah,
there's characters.
Character
Pluto
greetings
and Goofy.
at the fair.
That lady. And that guy trying to sell you insurance.
Exactly.
I mean, isn't it great? Like, look, they're in a suit and tie to go to the World's Fair. Like, how great is that?
Actually, he's in the same shirt. He's in the pink shirt, but Mom's is maybe the kid just wore it. He didn't
They
sweat
pack
yet.
light for the kids.
Oh my God, Goofy's grabbing that lady.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get over here.
He's like, hey, lady.
You get in here, lady. I got to wear this suit. You're posing.
Now I'm going to eat your head because I'm Goofy.
Kid is not taking that camera off by any means.
Yeah, so the kids are in the same outfit. The mom has changed her dress. So
look at the flash. It was huge on that camera.
Yeah. Now the Swiss Sky Ride was actually made by the same company that made Disney's.
Look at
that. Eventually went to Six Flags Great Adventure.
That's so cool.
But the only thing left at Six Flags of that is the actual stanchions. All of the hardware and the ride vehicles have since been swapped out, but it's still there.
That's cool.
There's the Unisphere.
Yeah.
What was that? Designed by Harper Goff. Everyone found out, I think, last year.
That's cool. Amazing. All the connections.
There's the 7-Up clock.
Yeah.
Huh.
There's Ford there in the background.
Look at that.
Yeah.
We're just going to build this for 2 years.
Yeah, and then I'm just going to leave it alone, knock it down.
Well, no wonder everybody was like, oh, we can spend that same money at Epcot and it'll just be there for 10 years? Right. Okay.
Challenge to greatness.
Yep.
I want a shirt that says that.
Check out the Ford Magic Skyway. It's coming up here in just a moment. Some of these shots are fantastic, and it just reminds me of what Tomorrowland is like, or was like years ago. You can see the similarities to it. Look at everybody marching together. Wow. There must have been something going on they had to head to. Look at the throngs of people. That almost looked like Shea Stadium back there.
Run.
There's the Skyway. Look at that. Did we lose everybody?
I'm here.
That's it.
Okay.
That was just the
That
end.
was
of the
it.
meeting?
That's it.
That's it. All done. So we hope everybody enjoyed that. I know it was quick footage there of
So if you jump back, can you pull up like the last frame before it whited out?
Hold on. It doesn't let me. What's really interesting about the way that this is set up is it doesn't let me do it through here. But give me 1 second.
Okay.
I'll pull it up.
'Cause
I'll
I
pull it
wanna
up a different
point
way.
out-
Yeah.
Well, I just wanted to point out that the lights are still up in upstate New York. There's like bits of the World's Fair all over.
Yeah. Give me 1 second and I'll share that out. Hold on 1 second.
Yeah, it's really something.
So we want to share a window, and let me just find it here. It's going to be, here we are. All right. Let me just bring this up here and move that down. Okay, so you want to see specific, so you said towards the end here?
Right as they're showing the Skyway, these lights that were designed for the fair have lived on. There's the Penn Hills Resort in the Poconos.
Oh,
Has some.
back it up just a little bit, Todd.
Yeah, Ryan Ritchie film After the Fair is the one that everybody's now starting to bring up. But
These right here.
yeah,
There we
Yep,
go.
right there.
yeah.
That's literally when it fades out. I mean, look at that.
Yeah,
That's the end of the film. So let's back it up.
those
to the
lights,
best.
those multicolored Cubist
There we are.
lights are still there at this Penn Hills Resort in the Poconos. And I mean, there's bits of it all over the country, but that is a great documentary. It's on YouTube. It's called After the Fair. Ryan Ritchie's a supporter of Retro WDW, loves our stuff and communicates with us from time to time. Local guy from Philadelphia. So very much worth your time. It's about an hour of just going through and showing you shots of trash cans and light fixtures and different pavilion design things that have all been repurposed elsewhere as they were taken down from the fair afterwards and sold to other people to use.
Very cool. Excellent. All right. Well, let's put our zoom back to our normal full screen. And then we'll take some questions for if anybody has any questions. Get those queued up. And Zoom is misbehaving again, so I'm going to unshare.
great.
Yeah. We have had all sorts of fun tonight, haven't we?
You got to upgrade to FiOS or something, man.
Actually, we have this is great news for everybody. We do have fiber coming to our neighborhood. They let us know recently, and we're going to be getting gigabit both ways, up and down. So we're going to just change this out again. There we go. Did the same thing as last time, and we're back. So, all right. Well, it is 10 o'clock. We will take a couple minutes of questions.
And if you asked them earlier, just re-ask them.
Yeah, if we missed it, we've been trying to pay attention.
We don't
to
have JT to scroll back up.
That's
and,
right.
and keep
Everybody
track of
else
them.
here. So we'll wait for a couple minutes. So while your questions are coming in, while you're typing them, we'll just give you an update on a couple things. We have recorded, and it's in the final editing bay. It's actually been through QA. It's got a couple more things to do to it, but we've recorded podcast episode 67, Pleasure Island Part 2. So we're all on that. We took care of that last week. We've got it edited. So that will be coming out probably next week, the week after, somewhere in there. And we are scheduling now to record the next episode, which is going to be Magic Journeys, as well as Image Work. So we're going to do both in one episode, which will be a lot of fun. So that's going to be episode 68. So that hopefully will be recorded in the next 2 weeks or so, and that will be a late June, early July release. maybe in time for the holidays. So if you're doing any traveling, everybody's getting back on the road now that things are somewhat back to normal and moving that direction. Hopefully you'll have something to listen to while on the road or in an airplane. Brian, we've also been working a little bit on Retro Magic 2022.
As much as we're allowed to.
Yeah. Disney's very different right now. You have to work with them as if the event was going to happen tomorrow and under the guidance that they're working under right now. So we are waiting for them to get back to us on some dates and firm those things up. We do have a specific weekend targeted, and we're working to make sure we can get those nailed down and taken care of and get the space that we need. So we are looking for it, but we will say it'll be in the late April timeframe of 2022. So keep that area and calendars available and open. So all right, so let's see. Questions coming in. Yeah, the Adventures Club could be its own episode, and that's exactly what we said in the upcoming episode, is that Adventures Club will be its own episode.
Adventures Club and Comedy Warehouse will be one episode.
Absolutely. Yes. Yeah. It's too much to talk about in one of these shorter type summary episodes. Brian, you have a request to sing Magic Journeys on that episode.
Magic Journeys, Mystic Flight.
Maybe you and the violin girl can get together.
Yes.
I don't know her name. I've seen her on YouTube.
I don't either, but she keeps getting shared into my timeline.
Yeah, she's a lot. Let's see here. When are we going to get Todd flying his plane around Walt Disney World?
That'll be on the film night. When
Yeah,
he does
film
the
night,
movie,
I'll do that.
Film developing night
I'll
in
gladly
the
do
dark
that.
room.
Yeah.
To open a Twitch stream and start playing Flight Simulator.
If you guys seriously enjoyed that, let me know. We joke about it, but I really don't know if you guys are serious or you're joking and you really want to do that again or and watch the projector. So if you really are serious, let us know. Shoot us some emails and stuff. Let's see. 2 clubs. His break room used to be underneath it. That's funny. So Jason says, you joke, but I'd watch. Yes, I know, Jason, you would. But there's a handful of people that would. So we'll definitely do that.
So I guess, Brian, I have a question. Was there something underneath the street when you went up the hill on Hill Street? Were there buildings underneath there? I always wondered why they.
He's asking Brian in the chat, because Brian in the chat said his break room was underneath Adventures Club and Comedy Warehouse. So that's why Hal was asking that question.
What's under that now? Because SDK is there, right? That's essentially the same area.
Gold is under
Gold, no way. Oh, that's where the Polish train was stopped, right? The Nazi gold train? Right. It went to Florida, and they buried it underneath Pleasure Island.
Put it underneath there.
Got it. All right. Yvonne loves the projector, and Joe Barlow says he's serious too. So, all right, we might have to do a special projector and flying night for you guys, and maybe we'll do this.
It's a projectile night.
Samantha says she'd watch as well, so we've perfected a way to project it on the wall. So maybe we'll do that for the next time around. We'll probably do a movie note. I don't know, guys. What do you think? Late June, maybe some month or so away, something like that. Early July.
Yeah, July.
Yeah,
July. We're June or July.
We do have a couple different tins of movies that came in. And hey, thank you to Share a Dream Come True for the donation. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. That will go to help pay for some of these films that we just had come in. I had a couple more arrive this week. In fact, I got to show you this, guys. You saw a photo of this. I posted on Slack. Now, sometimes when people send us stuff, they really overpack. This gentleman, I don't know if you can see this. He just took the steel film canister, threw a media mail label on it, sent it in the mail to me.
Yeah, a la Kodak, in the developing.
Absolutely, just like Kodak, and it was awesome. So I haven't opened it yet. I'm looking forward to screening that, seeing what we got on it. We got a couple more of them. And remember, as always, if you see them on eBay, let us know. Don't bid, because we'll take care of it for you. So we had a bidding war with a couple people once, but it all turned out well. So, all right, let's see. Any other questions before we wrap up?
I won a slide auction while we were broadcasting live tonight.
Oh, that's
why my alarm went off. And I was like,
I got to
bid
away
on
for
that.
a minute.
Yeah.
Oh man.
But it's got some slides of the Starburst stock, like they're on the Starburst stock at the
wow.
Contemporary. So I'm excited about that.
Oh, Art Miles asked, tell us how it came about that Todd was on the local Orlando ABC News.
What am I, a mirage here?
Man, yeah, Brian was on it too a couple times.
I was there first.
Yeah, you did the first clip. So, Brian, tell him about yours and I'll tell him about mine.
Well, we got contacted by Sierra, I forget her last name now, on Channel 9 in Orlando. Someone's going to jump in the chat and say Sierra's last name. And she was looking to get commentary on Disney's updated standards, look standards, about a month and a half ago. And then Sierra Putnam, I knew it. Somebody would text me. And then she said, would it be okay if we kept in touch for future stories on the 50th? We said, oh, yeah, sure. And so then when she reached out, she wanted to do a story on historical ticket prices at Disney. I said, Todd, why don't you take this one?
Yep.
So I was on a show about a month ago. I was on the news a couple of times about a month ago, and then Todd was on last week.
Yep, exactly. So I'll drop. Brian, do you have the link for yours? I have the link for mine. I'll drop.
Mine was edited and posted to our or at least my YouTube channel. So
okay.
Mine's up there. I edited it down, and both of my clips from the two different broadcasts are up there. But she did give Todd a bit of breaking news when they last communicated, right?
She's leaving, yeah. So she's
leaving Channel 9.
Leaving Channel 9, and gonna turn this over to somebody else who's gonna take it on. So moving forward. But what's really cool about the clip, there's more of our films in it than there is of me. So so it was really interesting. Just you can watch the clip. I just put it in the chat. There's what's really interesting about it is that we did go back and do a little digging and got the inflation calculator out. And Brian came up with a great thing. He says, why don't you do the calculation with her and see what it's like? What did it cost if you went on 1971 on opening day or around that time and you went on every ride that day, what would it cost you to ride every ride? And it was really interesting. It came out to like $18, and in today's money, it's like $121. So
which is what Magic Kingdom admission is. So.
Exactly. So there was no park hopping back then. So yes, you can argue that you may not have been able to get on every ride. There were less attractions. There was 28.
You can't get on every ride today.
Exactly. There were 28 versus 35 back then. So
Yvonne could do it, but I'm not sure everybody else could.
So it was an interesting story that they put together. And I did say to her, which I think they took a little bit, is that when you watch news and they report on the Disney tickets, they focus on the one-day park hopper price of something outrageous now of $190. We talked about that. They didn't use part of that clip. They love to talk about the fact that I know what they didn't talk about too is, and I brought up with her and Brian and I had talked about ahead of time, was, hey, you take your kids or your family to a professional sports game or the a Broadway show coming to your local town.
A baseball game.
A
baseball game is $30 a ticket.
Yeah,
and then $40 to park, and
so it's
ice cream and hot dogs are $50, and
so weigh it out over time and weigh it out over how much time you get to spend, the amount of time you're getting enjoyment and entertainment, and it was really interesting. So it's interesting. Take a look at it. I told her, I said, here's one quote for you. And I said, I'll read it for you so you can use it. And I looked down and she decided to use that footage of me instead as I'm looking down and reading it. So I was like, that wasn't how I wanted that to go. So I'm looking down on one of the stuff, reading the quote to her. But anyway, it's interesting as it is. So we had a lot of fun doing it. So yeah, you might see us again on there. So did anybody actually see us live? So Art, did you mentioned it. Did you see us live?
Art said his mother saw you, I think.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
that's interesting.
I know I got sick because people started tweeting at me when the news was on. Hey, I just saw you on the news.
I got like 12 followers on Twitter, so nobody would.
Well, Todd's only just now started to use his personal Twitter.
I've had it for years.
It's at WDWMS.
Yep.
For when he used to do this book called Walt Disney World Made Simple.
Yep.
And I could never figure out what the MS stood for. I thought it was Massachusetts.
No. Yeah. Walt Disney World Made Simple. That's where it came from. So yeah.
So you can change that, right?
I know. I
would have to record new bumpers, but
that's true.
We'll if you wanted to become like Retro Todd World or something.
I don't tweet much, but every now and then I did tweet out something the other day with Pleasure Island.
You did.
The animated thing I made with
animated Jessica Rabbit GIF that he made, or GIF,
GIF, whatever
as the case may be.
I want to see if somebody can one up me and get her leg moving, and possibly get the other neon starburst in there would be neat. So, but yeah. Anyway, well, we appreciate everybody as always joining us tonight. Thank you very much for your donations. If you don't donate tonight, or you want to donate at some other point, please head over to lbvhistory.org/donate. And You can donate anytime there, and there's gifts involved depending on how much you donate. And as always, if you would prefer to buy a t-shirt that way, help support us that, or cell phone case, throw pillows, whatever you like, retrowdw.com/support us.
And everything will be on sale starting tomorrow
Ooh.
through Labor Day weekend. So
How you keep up on all the TeePublic sales. I love it. I love it.
Just got to feed the kids.
That's right.
that's right. Plus they email me, hey, don't forget to promote the store because it's on sale this week.
Exactly. And I'm excited.
Well-
I'm actually be heading back to Florida for the first time since COVID in this coming October 28th. I'll be headed down there. So I'm looking forward to it. Get some warm sun on me. And that's what we call our second summer, because up here by October 28th, we're freezing. We usually fly
Up there
back
by
in snow
August
flurries.
28th, you're freezing.
That's true too. We're ready to shut down the pool. We're just opening it. We're going to shut it down next week.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Carrie,
it's so many people I meet from like the northern states and southern Canada, like they don't know how to swim.
Yeah.
And I say I get it, because like the swimming pool season's like 6 weeks there, where it's actually where a pool would actually get warm enough that you could get into.
I was in mine the other day. I have a solar heater on it, and that's the only way we can swim here in New Hampshire, because it's great. The water was up to 79. I was able to jump in. We had a nice day, so it was a great day for swimming. So another thank you to Carrie W. there for her donation. Thanks to everybody for joining us tonight. We'll be back in about a month and a half somewhere else with movie night. Maybe it will be projector night, flying night. We'll figure something out for you. And maybe it'll be some of these new ones that are sitting on the floor here that have to get taken care of. So with that,
Enjoy Memorial Day weekend, everybody.
yeah, stay safe.
Yes.
And we'll see you guys very soon. And look for that next podcast episode coming about probably next week. So
Yep.
thank you very much for your time, and have a great night, everybody. Goodbye.
See you.